Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. For while reading Switzer notes, is it enough to mark the underlines, or it is compulsory to take the notes?
Is it enough
To
to,
just
sorry, I didn't get it. While reading Schwezer, your question is it enough
is it
to?
enough? Is it enough to like underline and mark some things by side, or is it compulsory to take the detailed notes?
You're talking whether you should take the Schwezer book, right, or not? Are you talking that?
I am aware that I should take a social book. I'm
Okay.
just asking. I'm asking
Hmm.
whether it is underlining the social books and taking marks of important points is enough, or noting down the points
No,
is.
you don't need to note out anything. What you need to do is that you can take a summary. Like, for example, when I was a student, I used to mark the formulas, write it down because I generally liked what I wrote. So you can do that, number one thing, or you can just read the Schwezer. You don't need to summarize because I think it's very accurately put up in Schwezer in a very systematic manner. So I don't think so. You need to prepare multiple notes because you already have five Schwezer book, right? You can prefer a revision book, but I don't recommend you to create multiple notes. It's better you follow just one note. Anything that you want to mark or highlight or write, you can write in it. But the Schwezer language is very simple, very straightforward, and very accurate as per what you need for your exams. Sometimes, I had discussed this in the previous podcast, not the podcast, in the previous live lecture also, that sometimes students write in their own language, which is good for your understanding, but the CFA Institute needs specific words only. So it's better you follow those words. You don't change the meaning of the word. If you write it in some other language, or if you write it in your interpretation, you might change the meaning completely. Okay. So it's better you follow the precise method that is in the book.
Yeah. Yeah. And another doubt is, uh, like in exam there are two sessions, right? So
Right.
what, like which five subjects are on the first session, and which five subjects are in the second session?
Which part is what? Sorry, I didn't get
In the
two.
first, which part in the which subjects are in the first session, and
Okay.
which are the subject in the
Okay.
second
So you
session?
haven't registered for the exam for
No, no,
the.
I registered. I registered for that session.
Okay. So
I'm
sorry.
just starting my preparation.
Yeah, but I have something to commend to all my friends and students who are, who treat me like a professor for guidance. I just want to tell all my students that before you register for CFA exams, you should know how many readings are there, what are the notes, what are the curriculum, what is the overview of the topic, which topic is tested when, how much is the time. This is, what you should have an idea. Of course, I'll give you all that idea. It's also on my website. But I think before swiping the card and registering, this all you need to evaluate. What I used to do as a student, I'll tell you my view, is that I bought the books from the market. I studied them for 2 to 3 weeks and analyzed whether I have the capacity to do it and what is the curriculum about. Then I went into the structure. What is the structure of the exam? What is the pass rate? So CFA is about analysis. If you don't analyze before you book the exam, it will be wrong because if you don't know what topics are tested when and what is the curriculum all about, then you're not sure how much time you will take to complete your preparation. So yes, in the morning, there are five topics in the morning session. You have financial statement analysis, economics, ethics, you have corporate issuers, and you have quantitative methods. These five in the first, and the remaining five in the second half, which is equity, fixed income, derivatives, alternatives, and portfolio. So this is how the topic is divided into level one only. Okay, this division is only in level one. In level two, it's not the same. You can refer that later. But yes, this is how the division is.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Perfect. Anyone else has any questions specific? Yes. Yeah. Anyone? Hello. Hi, everyone. How are you? Where are you from? You can also put up the text. I'll be very happy to know which location you're from. Yes. Anyone has any question?
Yes, sir. Can I ask my queries?
Yes. Yes. Go ahead. Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Hi.
Uh, Sir, so this may come as some basic queries because I haven't taken any coaching or anything.
Great.
Sir, is
When is your
Schwezer
exam? When is your exam?
February?
February, which date?
Yeah, 22nd, sir.
22nd. Okay, we have 12 days. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, please.
Sir, is Schwezer plus LES enough?
Schwezer plus what you said?
Learning ecosystem. Sir, the questions given
Oh,
given on the
how many readings have you done of Schwezer? One reading of Schwezer, the whole book, like all the.
yes, sir. Yeah. So
And
I'm on my second revision now, or you
great,
can say the first revision now.
great. Okay, and have you done the end of the chapter questions from CFA Institute?
No, sir.
Okay, or have you gone through the CFA Institute mocks?
No, sir.
Okay, so do one thing. Schwezer has around 600, 700 questions, right?
Right.
Good, but you have to do CFA Institute mocks, the two free mocks that you have. Okay.
Right.
Now,
Hmm.
I'm giving you advice which is specific to you because you have 10 days to go. Okay. So I'm not counting the last 2 days, which will be like in a pressure and you need to be calm down and you need to just revise the syllabus. I'm
Right.
telling you from the point of view of only you because you have 10 days. So this is not a general advice for everyone, but what you can do is that go and do the CFA Institute 2 mocks, which are free. Once you finish that mocks, there is a very high chance that your score might be low because the mocks are meant to be a bit tough. Okay. Once you finish that mock, okay,
Hmm.
immediately after that, you do a quick study, analyze your mock. Don't get too detailed analysis. You don't have that much time, but analyze your topic wise score. It's a very beautiful system that they've given. You'll realize, okay, this is how what I need to focus on now when I do the revision. Quickly do the revision, okay, and then again give the same mocks back. Like you can like give the same mocks again.
Okay. Makes
So my
sense.
suggestion is the two mocks, give it immediately. Today, let's say you give a mock, it will take you 5 hours, right? You'll
Hmm.
be exhausted already. But let's say you give a mock tomorrow, analyze it. Again, next day you give the mock, analyze it, study, go ahead in detail what you think that you missed and all. Once you finish that, then next 4 5 days just study and revise everything again. Because now you will be while you revise, you will be having a thought in your head that okay, I'm revising it and this is what I missed while I did the mock, right?
Hmm.
Don't get worried by the score. Ideally, I don't recommend students to do mock so late. I recommend them to do the mock at least 3 weeks, 4 weeks before. Because many students get depressed by looking at their marks. Oh my God, my marks are so low. But see, the mocks, the intention of the mock is to prepare you for the worst. Okay, so
Right.
even if your score is around 50, 60 percentage, okay, don't get worried, don't give up, or don't get impacted by the mock and start overthinking. Give the mock, revise again give the same mocks. Okay, if you want to not give an extra mocks, you can give the same mocks again.
Hmm.
See, even if there's a 5 to 10% improvement, great. Okay, and
Okay.
then last 2 to 3 days, if you have, just study. Okay, don't do overdo things. Correct.
Okay. So, sir, what may be considered a good score in mocks in the sense that if I score this percent,
And I'm very clear. Each topic you have to be 70 plus at least. So when you
okay.
aim for 90, you'll end up around 70.
Hmm.
Okay, so there's
Okay.
no criteria set by CFA Institute. The CFA Institute also says 70 plus is good. Now, many students say 70 overall average. No, no, no. Each topic you have to be 70 plus. Whether it's
Hmm.
a small topic like, let's say, derivatives or a big topic like ethics, your score has to be 70. There's no criteria, whatever you read from people in the market. The only criteria to pass safely is be 70 plus in all. And you cannot only aim for 70 to be in the 70 plus. You have to aim for 80, 90, right? So even if your score right now is 50, 60, it's okay. Things can change in the last 10 days also. Okay. It's not that 10 days things can't change. It can very much change. Just trust yourself completely. These 10 days, if you are working, you might struggle. If you're not working the next 10, 12 days that you have your exam, you know, put in your everything because you've invested so much of time, money. I don't mind if you tell me that I'm studying 12 hours, 14 hours. Okay, that's normal. Even chartered accountants in India do so, right? So 10, 12, 13 hours, whatever you can do, do it. This is your life's one of the most important exam, one of the most costly exam. So give in everything in the last 10 days. Okay.
Okay. Sir, can I ask one more query?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, out of the 180 questions, how many questions, if I compare
Theory,
it with the...
practical. Don't tell me theory, practical. How many of them are, right? Is that the
No,
question?
no, sir. No, sir. We just wanted to know, if I compare those 180 questions with the learning ecosystem questions, how many of them would be of expert difficulty or difficult difficulty, moderate, easy, if we have
I'll
such
give
kind of a
you
breakup?
I'll give you a one-word answer based on my opinion. Okay, not everyone will agree, but based on my experience, the CFA questions are complicated. Okay, the Schweitzer questions are manageable. The real
Hmm.
exam is somewhere between both.
Okay.
So if you have done Schweitzer questions, right, great. CFA questions will be slightly trickier. If you've done CFA mocks, which is so tough, you'll find Schweitzer easier. People
Hmm.
will have different opinion for Schweitzer questions, different opinion for CFA questions. I say do both because the real exam will be somewhere between both.
Okay.
Got it? So only doing Schweitzer is not sufficient. Only doing CFA questions is very complicated. I would suggest have the taste of both.
Okay.
Just one advice I'll tell you that if you see many of the CFA questions are very lengthy in the learning system, too long.
Hmm. Hmm.
The actual exam questions are not so lengthy unless and until it's like ethics. But
Hmm.
the questions are hardly 2 lines, 3 lines. This is what I have seen many of the questions, like I've heard from students. So I don't think so. It's that lengthy. Sometimes the CFA Institute complicates questions a lot, which is of course they want to keep the high standard. They want you to prepare for the most difficult job, right? So that's expected from that. But if you do that, you'll find the actual exam not. Trust me, when you finish your actual exam, you will be texting me that the real exam is not that complicated as it sounded like.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sir, if I could ask one more question.
Go ahead, go ahead. This is the intention of this is to just help whatever I can, and your doubts will be useful for others also, right? Just that,
Yes,
last
sir.
in the session, students were texting me, I want this, I want that. I said, let's keep this just for helping you. Okay, the doubts and
Yes,
all.
sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, uh, will the institute be asking about am I supposed to remember the formulae
Yes.
for longer formulae also,
I
like
have many
hypothesis
students.
testing?
I have taught many students from UK and from someone from Warwick Business School also. They tell me that why are they asking us formula? We get formula when we give our university exams. Here, you are expected to remember the formulas. Okay. So
Okay.
that's expected from, see, in real life, you are not going to be needing the formulas. You have softwares and everything, right?
Hmm.
But in this exam, you are expected to know the formulas. And that's why I tell the students when you study for the first time, you cannot memorize so many things. It's impossible. So the
Hmm.
only way to learn it is logically. Okay. Of course, you'll have friends who have passed without understanding the logic. That's possible also. You have 1/3 probability to pass anyhow. So what I'm trying to say is that there's no way that you can memorize all. The only way is that you learn logically and then you can relate it.
Hmm.
Also, see, there are minor things that students need to understand that, for example, compounded annualized growth rate and compounded growth rate. There is a difference between both, minor difference. Okay. So these all things, when you do the questions, you realize, oh my God, compounded growth rate is just compounded.
Hmm.
Compounded annualized is when you average it. It's like a geometric mean, compounded
Hmm.
annual. So they won't use geometric mean. They might say you calculate the compounded annualized growth rate. So see these, just giving an example, I'm not trying to deviate or make it complex, but I'm trying to say that these micro things, you realize it when you see the questions. While reading it, you might find, oh, it's straightforward. But when you do the questions, you realize, oh, this is the difference. That's why you go back to study that, oh, I just memorized the formula. That doesn't help. Okay. Yes.
Yes. That would be all, sir. Thank you so much.
One advice I'll give you. If you're worried about hypothesis formulas, the test statistic and all, you remember that?
Yes,
Or
sir.
statistic formula, the chi-square, F
Yes,
distribution
sir.
statistic. Honestly, you should not memorize that. Okay, that is very complex that they don't generally ask you. In hypothesis, I get so many questions from students, sir, what about hypothesis? It's so lengthy. Mostly, see, their focus is on type 1, type 2 error, and also CFA Institute knows these weakness of students. It's not testing your memory, but it is expecting you to know what is supposed to be known. So something which is very complicated to memorize, like I gave you an example of hypothesis, I cannot say exactly precisely things that I have to be very careful when I do this publicly. So those things students are asking me that, sir, do I have to remember all those test statistics? No, you don't have to. Okay. You just need to know the concept of what is tested, what is null, what is alternate. That you need to know. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Pleasure. Pleasure. Yes. Anyone has questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Hi. What's your good name?
Hi, sir. Chatrian, sir. Chatri.
Yes. Hi. Where are you from?
I'm from Tamil Nadu.
Chennai. Okay. Hi. Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Is it advisable to take premium pack or
When is your
other sun
when is your exam?
August month? August.
August. August, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, first you finished the 2 free mocks. You finished all the end of the chapter learning in your learning ecosystem, right? Once you finish that and then you think that I need to do something more, only then you go for the premium pack, right? This is my advice, of course. This is from the cost saving point of view. First, finish the resources that they've given. I think it will take you a lot of time to cover those. Then you can probably go for the extra resource. This is my advice because I see many of the students, they buy the mocks, but they don't have the time to practice. And I think it's how much? $250, $300, right? Somehow. I'm not sure.
Yeah, 30,000 rupees. Yeah, approximately
Yeah, so,
30,000.
oh my God, that is too much. So I would recommend you do
Yeah.
get the extra mocks only when you complete the existing resource. Okay. Got it? Because you know
Yes,
what?
sir.
Student overspend with the institute and then they start cutting off here and there. They don't buy necessary books. They don't. I had a student telling me, why should I get a new calculator? So my suggestion is when you are already spending so much with the institute, don't then try to cut off on the necessary things. Okay. What is essential, you first cover up that. Right. And then if you finish everything, I think if you finished all the 2 mocks, and sometimes students do the mock again, after that, if you tell me that, Kunal, I'm done with all the mocks, now what do I do? Of course, then you can go and buy the premium pack, but don't buy it before you finish the rest of the things.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
And just want to ask another thing. You told that you want after giving mark, just analyze it and you reset. You told, right? So after reset, the same questions will appear or different
Yeah,
questions.
as far as I'm concerned, you once you reset, the same mock will come up. Like you have the 2 free mocks only as of now. So many students give the mock once, then they reset and then they give it again. There's no harm in doing the same questions again. So don't worry, even if you're doing the same, because see, there's nothing going to be out of the box, right? It's everything going to be from the syllabus. It's just the names change sometimes, the stories change, but the concept is going to be the same. So there's no harm in doing the same questions again. It's just a good compliment thing. It's not a problem if you come across the same questions.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Sir,
Hello, sir.
I have a problem
Yes. Go
in
ahead.
the hello.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead. Yes.
Sir, in
What is
topic of
the
simple linear,
simple linear regression? Okay. Go ahead. Yes. Just mention the
mm,
subject that you have the doubt with so that even others have an idea. Yes. Go ahead.
QM,
Yeah.
QM,
Yeah. Yeah. Simple linear
in
regression.
QM, simple linear regression.
Yes. Tell me.
Sir, so many formula to can't remember at it.
So see, if you have problem with that topic, okay, I will just give you some advice there. I cannot say what not to do and all. It's not appropriate, but I can tell you, highlight some of the important things like, the assumptions of linear regression. You should know the basic concept of what is the slope, what is the intercept, what is dependent variable, what is independent. You need to know the basic at least. Don't skip the entire topic. Okay. If you find the ANOVA table complicated, okay, right? At least study what is R square. So these couple of things, pick up something. Don't completely cut off the topic.
Basic topic I understand, but problem with hypothesis with simple linear regression, some F test with
Yeah, I see. Again, that is something which I would recommend you do it only if you're done with the rest of the things. Because you need to understand that how many questions you're going to get about QM in exam. Do you have an idea? How many questions?
2023.
No, I don't think so. 2023. I
Maybe
think what is
18.
the weightage? The weightage of QM is 6
It's
to 9%, right? So that's going to be around 11 to 16 questions, if I'm not wrong. So even if you take on a higher side, 13, 14 questions, you have 12, you have how many? 11 readings? And on an average, if you take 14 questions, you are not going to get more than 2 questions from a topic on an average.
Yes, sir. Mock there are two questions.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, right? On an average, not more than 2 questions. So what I would do as a student, if I'm worried about one topic and it's not helping me, like I'm not being able to understand it, I would ensure that the other topics are accurate. So it's okay that one of the topic is troubling you, maybe in QAM or maybe in fixed income. That's fine, but rest of the topics should be in your control.
Yep.
And
Or
it's okay. It's
problem.
okay. Don't be like, it's exam time. So at that time, don't be worried that I don't know this topic. What should I do? I'm not getting score. Generally, I tell students, you have your Feb exam. Do you have your Feb?
Yes.
Okay. So see,
Feb
we
20.
are anyway short of time for Feb. So at this juncture, I don't recommend students to do something altogether new. What you have not studied, it will be difficult. Even if you study now, it's hard that, it is going to be difficult that you'll remember it. So this is the time to redo what you've done. Okay, revise what you've done. This is not the time to do something new.
Yes. So in your latest video which you upload in YouTube, the simple linear regression, I
Mm.
understand, but last portion, when you practice in some problem, there is a problem. But first 30-minute video I can understand.
So that's what I'm saying, that in the last point of the lecture, I've already said that I have taught the entire topic, because in level 2, you have all about linear regression and multiple regression. Okay. So with that intention, I've covered in depth the topic. But see, for your level 1 exam, even if you do the basics, see, I'm talking about your situation because you are about to give the exam. Those who have their exam in May or August, of course, they have enough time to go through. But because you are short of time, just at least do the first half that you went through the basics. But make sure that the other 10 topics that you have done, that those are strong.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you that 90% of the syllabus, people are confident. 10% of the syllabus, they are always not confident. Okay, they are always having doubt whether it will work or not. I tell students, don't be so much worried about that 10% that you compromise with the 90 also. Okay, what's not going into your head, leave it. Rest of the things, focus on it. Even the one who gets the highest score is not 100% confident. Okay, so don't fall too much into something that you don't know or are unable to know. Rather, focus on your strength more. What?
One more problem.
Yes,
So
please.
in equity, there's a 7%, 6 or 7% in weightage. So
Hmm.
out of 10 question, seven
No,
should
equity is not.
be correct.
Wait. Let me tell you, equity is not 7%. Equity is 11 to 14%.
Sorry. Alternate.
Alternate is 7 to 10%. So I think you'll have around 10 to 12 questions at least. Yes. Equity is high weightage now. Yes.
So sir, 10 to 12 question. Out of 10 to 12 questions, 7 question
Mock I saw.
must be correct.
Wait, I think you're talking about alternatives, right? In alternatives,
Alternate.
expect around 12 to 13 questions. This is what I think.
12.
Yes.
So sir, pass होने के लिए 8 out of 12 question could be correct.
Should be correct.
Should be.
9 out of 12 should be correct, right? Not 8. If there are 12 questions, you have to score 9 out of 12. That's so logical. You have to. So I told you in the last video also, I think you were present in the last video. I told you that smaller the weightage, the more riskier it is because you have less scope of error. Okay.
Yep.
Larger topics like ethics, where you have around, let's say, 30 questions, right? Example, right? There to score 70 plus, you have to be 21 and above. So there, 7 or 8 questions going wrong is okay. But smaller topics like alternatives or derivatives, let's say derivatives has 10 questions, suppose. So then it's just, you can do only 2 or 3 error. You can't do more error. So the smaller the topic, I think we discussed the same in the last session also. So
Yep.
smaller the topics, the more accurate you have to be, the more precise you have to be.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Or
Anyone?
in mocks, 60 to 60%
Good. It's
answer
good.
correct.
Good. It's good. It's good. Just what you come across mock, okay? Go back and analyze both the mocks average score and then take a decision. Okay, don't take your decision just on the basis of one mock. See both the mocks, see, analyze which topics you are scoring low again. Go back and read. Just don't keep on doing the mocks. You need to go back and read. Maybe there is something that you're missing. Okay.
I have complete 4 mocks, another 2 season, complete 2 mocks in each season, total 4, average 60, 58, 60.
See, I've already said anything which is above 50 to 70 is good initially. Okay. Gradually, as you go further and do more mocks or you do the same mock again, you should intend that our goal is to go above 70. Okay. Clear?
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yes. I have a question from someone. Can you just say your name and yeah, I have, sir, my exam is in August and I completed my course. You already completed the course? And my question is which book to use for revision, but I don't have Schwezer book. Is that the question I'm reading correctly? Right? Okay. So you are asking for which book to use for revision, right? So yes, again, first you complete the full book. Okay. Then if you have your own notes, you can revise from that. If not, you can have any other revision notes. Even we have our revision notes. You can choose any option. I'll not comment on the individual book, but even if you don't have a revision book and if you redo from the Schwezer again and again, even that's okay. You have your exam in August. You have enough time to study the first reading. So don't worry about the revision so early. First, try to finish the whole circle, like complete the entire cycle of doing all the 5 books and 10 topics. Focus on that. Revision, yes, later on when you finish everything, I would generally revise from the same book again or make my summary notes, right? Or you can choose any revision book. Yes. Perfect. Yes. Anyone has any further questions?
Sir, another one.
Yes. Hi. Go ahead. Yes.
So what's your thought on Cesar secret sauce for revision?
It's the same. That's what I said. See, secret sauce, what I have read, it's a very nice summary. It's the same thing, right? Whatever formulas you shortlist, they are all summarized. So all of this helps in the last moment. Anything which is going to summarize everything, that is useful at the last moment.
Okay.
It's summary of all
And
that formulas and notes that you come across. Yes, yes.
and can you suggest any third-party mocks which is close to CFA standards
Any what? Can I?
from yours? Any mocks that is which is close to CFA standards?
No, CFA mock is the best mock. I would only
Yeah,
recommend.
I understood. Like CFA has only 2 marks, right? In case if you want to take more marks, which are similar to the standards of CFA, which is free, of course. So
Yeah, but I'm so sorry. I can't recommend on a public platform something that I don't know, like private institutes mocks, right? There are these days you have so many resources, so many options to buy the mocks from here and there. Okay, first, I think as I said, your Schwezer itself has 1,000+ questions, right? If I'm not wrong. And then you have CFA Institute, end of the chapter, equivalent amount of questions. So after doing these 2,000 questions and 2 mocks with 360 questions, after this 2,500 questions, if you have time, then you think about that later, right? Don't think about what will happen after that. First, finish the syllabus, You have so many resources already available. After you finish and exhaust all of this, then you can probably explore something else.
Okay, sir.
Got it? Most of the student, I think you can take an advice from people who are going for Feb exams. Most of the student get exhausted, or it takes time for them to complete the existing things. So extra things, you will hardly, find time. If you have time, great. But first priority should be completing what you have in hand. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. Anyone has any further questions? Let me know. Okay. Or
Hello,
I'll
sir.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Sir, I'm Chandar from Delhi.
Yes. Hi. Hi.
सर
And
मई का अटेम्प्ट है मेरा, तो आई
amazing.
वाज थिंकिंग लाइक मैं अप्रैल में एथिक्स स्टार्ट करूं.
Okay. You want to start ethics in April, right?
अप्रैल, यस.
Okay. No problem. Fine. Right. No problem with that.
बट ये ठीक होगा?
No, see, it depends on your time constraints. Are you busy with the other topics, or just like that you want to join up in like you want to do in ethics in April, or is it like you're busy with the other things?
या आई एम बिजी विद अदर थिंग. अभी एक
That's
बार तो
okay.
रिवीजन हो चुका है मेरा. अब
Yeah,
मॉक्स वगैरह में, यस.
it's a bit risky to do ethics just a month before, slightly risky. But if you think you have enough time during that time, then it's not a problem. I generally prefer, I used to do what I'll tell you what I used to do. Okay. I used to read 2 to 3 pages ethics a day so that I get good sleep. So before
ओके.
going to sleep, I used to read 4 or 5 pages of ethics. And I did ethics from the CFA Institute notes. So,
ओके.
because I think there are 200 questions there.
यस.
So that's
यस.
best resource for ethics. For other topics, I can understand doing CFA Institute notes is very tough and time consuming. But ethics, I would recommend you should go and do the CFA questions. Even if you read 4 or 5 pages a day, that's okay. I think, depending, like putting everything till the end might be slightly riskier. So, what I would suggest is, try to do some part of ethics at least. Okay. So gradually you will not have too much of a burden, and ethics won't take enough time. You will enjoy it. But yes, many students ask me, should I do ethics first? Even that is wrong. Because while you go through the syllabus, you'll realize, okay, what is time weighted return? What is, what are the ways, what are the issues that investment managers face? All of this during the syllabus you'll come across, and then when you see that in ethics, it will make sense.
ओके.
So, of course, you should not begin with ethics, but somehow you can read in between. There are only 7 standards, right? And then there are 23 substandards. So you
यस.
read one standard once a week. You'll enjoy it. I enjoyed ethics because the case studies that I saw, I said, wow, this is so relevant. This is what I also came across in my work profile. So ethics, I never found boring. It's just that initially when you just read, you find boring, but that's how gradually when you do questions, it's like a very nice quiz. It's a very because ethics is one topic that no one can tell you what is the recipe to pass. It is very, I think ethics is very inherent. It is related to your nature and your what you
यस.
think is right and wrong.
The
So for
problem is the length of questions.
oh, welcome to CFA. This is what CFA is. So it's okay. You have May exam, right? You know you have enough time to cover. Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Hi, sir. I have a question.
Yeah. Hi. What's your good name? Where are you calling from?
Sir, I'm Rudra from Mumbai.
Okay.
I am going to be giving my exam this Feb 19th.
Okay. Great.
And yeah, so I've gone through all your videos and all, and thank you for the videos, firstly. They
Pleasure.
were really helpful.
Thank you. Yes.
But apart from that, currently I'm getting about 70 to 74 percentage
In the
on
mock,
each of the mock exams. Yeah, in the mocks.
that's way higher than what I've been just discussing in the class right now. People are on an average getting
Okay.
50 to 60. So anything between 50 to 70 is good. What I just
Okay.
you joined late. So I'll just tell you that
Yeah.
focus on when you have given both the mocks, okay? Focus on your now topic wise, what is the issue? Because when you say you're scoring 70, so definitely some topics are above 70, 80. Some topics might be lagging. So focus on that.
Yes, sir.
That's okay.
So
70 should
I
come up. So if you're scoring 70,
Mhm.
it's good. I am sure you must have practiced a lot. But you have still 10, 8, 9 days to go, right? Go
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
study what you have analyzed in mock, highlight on those things. Oh, I missed this. This is where my score was low. So when you now revise, you have in your mind that what went wrong during the mocks. Okay. And then again,
Right.
same mocks. And see, this time, are you able to get that marginal uptick? 70, is that happening
Mhm.
50 or not? Okay. That's because see, if you are
Right.
comfortable in 70, then your goal should be to get into the top 10 percentile. Then you should be scoring 90 percentile. That is what your goal should be. Okay. Those who are
Yes, I'm
struggling
aiming
with
for the
passing,
90 percentile only.
yeah, that is what the goal should be. Those who are struggling with passing, I'm helping them and saying them, okay, 50 to 60 is great. You somehow need to pass, right? But those who are already scoring 70, they should aim for this 90 percentile, even though there's not going to be any reward for it, tangible, but
Mhm.
this is like a boost to it. Okay, so if you are in
Right.
70, have a goal for 90. How do I get 90? How do I get 90? So don't be satisfied. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, actually, sir, I was scared. I thought that that wasn't enough, so that's why I wanted to ask you about
Yeah,
this.
that should be there.
So,
That scare should be there. You know,
yeah.
some scare should be there, and that is
Mhm.
an exciting thing. But yes, when it starts
Right.
taking over on you, that oh, because see, there are two types of scare that or two types of worry that people have. Some people get so affected by it that they skip the exam. I mean, for those students, I really feel that no, no, don't worry. I have to motivate them. But some students who are like, no, I don't care about it at all. Those students, you need to be a bit scared. So yes,
Mhm.
caring, if that is going to positively affect you and you're going to work more hard, then yes, you should aim for 90. Confidence,
Right. So,
underconfidence is also bad in CFA. Overconfidence is also bad. Confidence is great.
right. Also, sir, I just had one more question.
Yes.
So, I went through my mock percentages. So, I've also bought the practice pack, and
8 mocks.
that has, yeah, so that
Six
has six
more.
mocks extra.
Right.
Yeah, I have given three mocks from the practice pack and the premium mocks basically,
Okay.
and two mocks from the free ones basically.
Right. Okay.
So I've given five in total by now, and the
Too
free
much
mocks that I gave
already.
at
It's already too much.
sorry.
That's already good enough and too much. Like now,
Okay, okay.
if you go ahead first, complete your question, then I'll advise. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I was saying that in the first two mocks, I wasn't that well prepared actually,
Mhm.
and there
Mhm.
were a lot of concepts that I realized ki, yeah, I could do better in this, and then I reviewed the mock,
Right.
and so in the first mock I got 63
Okay.
average. In the second mock, I got 69 average.
Okay.
And
Again,
after
see,
that, the premium,
just to
yeah.
give you now, you do not have to worry about the overall average because you've given so many mocks, right?
Okay.
Focus on
Mm-hmm.
your individual topic strength. Because what I did is that when I sit with many students, I tell them make a graph, see your individual topic score as to how is that happening, is that increasing or not? Because your overall score might
Uh-huh.
be 20, 80, but there might be a topic which
Mm-hmm.
you are struggling, but you're not realizing it.
Right, and that would be derivatives, FSA, and FI. Like FI a lot because I don't know why the part from about put call parity and the forward arbitrage and all those things. That's what those questions keep getting me.
Put call parity is very important, but again, put call parity, put call forward parity. See, focus on the theoretical part more. Okay. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Even sometimes some students are worried about the option complicated part like the hedge ratio, the binomial. So I say, okay, you have two choices. If you are finding so much complicated that just see the overview and come. Don't completely skip. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, put call
Right.
is important. That's very,
Mm-hmm.
it has a lot of relevance. So, and derivatives is very short. Most of that, I think the compared to the weightage that you have, derivatives is something very short. You should not skip anything.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, right.
I
Also, so for ethics, I have constantly been getting 75 percentage. Like I really don't like, I'm trying to improve my ethics, but for some reason, there are very silly mistakes that I'm making, and I cannot figure out. Like, there are these questions where I feel both the options are right, but
correct.
then there's just one particular word or something that comes up, and that changes the whole meaning.
So I'll just tell you, see, recently I had just uploaded ethics part for selling on my website. Only the ethics part, which
Uh-huh.
was for 999 rupees, 1,000 rupees. I'll
Mhm.
the reason is that there are very crucial reason is that compared to all other topics, your ethics needs a different strategy. In all other topics,
Okay.
you get the right answer, you move on. Okay. In ethics,
Mhm.
I'll just tell you in one word, okay, not going too detail about it. But in ethics, let's say choice number A is right, okay, but
Uh-huh.
choice number B is more right. It is more inclusive. It has something more. So it's not that A is
Mhm.
wrong, but B is more accurate. So you choose B.
Uh-huh.
This is
Exactly.
different in ethics compared to other topics. So your strategy cannot be the same. Also,
Mhm.
in other topics, let's say, I'll give you another example. Let's say A and B, between A and B, let's say you're doing quants. Your answer is not A, but B. Okay. So sometimes you don't even look at C. You get the answer, you move on,
Mhm.
right? And maybe the C answer is way different from your normal answer. So it's okay, you move on. But
Mhm.
in ethics, you have to give respect to each choice. A, B, C. You never know.
Mhm.
A and B might be right, but C might be more right.
Exactly, exactly. And I completely get this because I've been facing the same issue.
I have to tell the students in the class that your strategy for ethics cannot be the same. It has to be a very different strategy. And that's where if you, of course, you have very short time, but otherwise I would have recommended you to uh, probably have that. I'm not selling it, but I'm just saying that I have this experience of mine in ethics is what I've put up
Mhm.
into the ethics video. So that is where I have discussed all these points. So and this is what you realize only when you do that CFA Institute 140, 150 questions in
Right.
learning module schedule. Now, unless a student completes the cycle, he or she doesn't realize this. So many
Mhm.
times, all this thing, students ask me beforehand, they don't understand this. Now, since you've studied all of that, you can relate it.
Right.
Right? So if you're thinking that ethics, I'm not getting the optimum score, go and do the learning module schedule questions. Reading
Mhm.
is very important. Okay. Many times students feel my score is not getting high because there's some problem with my, scores not going high. But you need to know the raw material of that is what you've studied. So go back and study.
Mhm.
Just
Got
repeat
it, sir.
the same questions and forcing it to become 75 to 80. It's just, because after doing 4 5 mocks, many of the questions you have memorized. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
The marginal increment is not because of your reading has improved. It's just because you've seen the
Mhm.
things coming up. So I recommend you to go back and see why your score is not improving. In case, I mean, 75 is a good score to be honest enough. But if you
Mhm.
are focusing on 90 percentile, then you can go back to the CFA Institute, do that learning model schedule. And it's a very like for ethics, I say go back to the CFA
Mhm.
Institute questions. That is like a gold mine. For rest of the topics, I can
Right.
understand. You can refer to Schwezer. Schwezer is not bad for ethics also, but the language of the CFA
Mhm.
Institute, it's better if you do ethics question from that.
Got it, sir. Got it. Makes
Okay.
sense.
If anyone has any more
Yeah.
questions, everyone?
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure, pleasure. All the best for your exams. Those who are giving your exams in Feb, May, August, whatever. All the best. Enjoy CFA. Okay. In the wake of passing, don't forget that CFA, like you should be passionate about financial markets also. Okay. I know your number one goal is to pass the exam and then we'll see, but don't do CFA exams just with the pressure that I have to do because everyone's doing it. I understand that there's a social pressure, but I did CFA because I was passionate about financial markets, and that will help you in crisis. In crisis, when you are demotivated, whether I should do or not, I should drop. No, that is where your passion will come and help you. That, oh, I wanted to do CFA because I wanted to know about financial market. That will help you sail. Otherwise, most of the students I see these days just delaying the exam. That doesn't help. Go with full confidence, trust God, yourself, and your mentor, and enjoy the CF exam. You'll really enjoy. You'll feel an experience after coming from the exam that this is something I worked very hard. Okay, you'll really feel proud of yourself. Got it? All the best. I'll be keep doing many such sessions whenever possible after my long day sessions, and participate. Do recommend your friends also to join my lectures or anything. Okay. All the best for your exams and see you. Perfect. All the best. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Bye. Bye. Bye.